Imagine studying for months, right? You know you absolutely aced a test only to get a score of absolute zero.
Yeah, that would be devastating.
Right. And then discovering your exam paper was actually part of a massive digital heist. Welcome to a new deep dive. Our mission today is to unpack a multi-billion Baht exam fraud ring within local government civil service tests.
It is a massive story.
It really is. And we're pulling from a thick stack of local investigative reports, court documents, and, cybersecurity breakdowns to look at exactly how the scammers pulled this off, plus how they were caught, and the wild hurdles investigators are facing right now. So, okay, let's unpack this. How did an operation this massive actually get exposed?
Well, it didn't start with some brilliant cyber detective uncovering it all. It actually started with the honest candidates.
Oh, really?
Yeah, several test takers who, knew the material backwards and forwards, got their results back, and just saw scores of absolute zero. The official system flagged them for supposedly using the wrong exam code.
Wait, if you're listening to this and you spent months prepping for a career-defining exam, you know for a fact you didn't mess up the basic code on the front page.
Exactly. It's the very first thing you double check. So they knew something was off, and they demanded to see their physical answer sheets.
And what did they find?
When they finally got a look, the papers were just completely pristine. Like, there were no smudges, no heavy pencil indents.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no erasure marks where they had changed their minds. It was just perfectly clean paper.
It's like turning in a heavily edited rough draft of an essay, and the teacher hands you back a perfectly crisp blank page. It immediately proves you're looking at a forgery.
Right, exactly.
But a clean piece of paper isn't exactly proof of a whole network. How did the investigators leap from a suspicious physical test to uncovering a digital heist?
To understand that, you really have to look at how these tests are processed.
Yeah.
The system works by scanning the physical sheets into PDFs, which an algorithm then grades and spits into an Excel master file.
Okay, that makes sense.
So the scammers essentially hijacked that middle step. They took copies of the sheets from candidates who had paid bribes, used a red pen to mark the correct bubble so they knew exactly what to fake, and then scanned them in.
Wait, I'm confused. If they have access to the master Excel scoring file to change the grades, why bother marking things up and scanning them? Why not just change the final grade in Excel?
Because you always need a paper trail. Like, if there's an audit, the PDF scan has to perfectly match the Excel grade. So they scan the red ink papers in.
Oh, I see.
And then what's fascinating here is the sheer audacity. They literally use the eraser tool in Microsoft Paint to white out the wrong answers and fill in the correct ones on the PDF.
Wait, really? A massive organized fraud ring relied on MS Paint? That's like trying to rob a bank with a water pistol.
I know, it sounds ridiculous. But once the PDF matched, they just tweaked the master Excel files to reflect the passing grade.
If you're listening to this and thinking, surely a multi-million-dollar fraud used elite hacking, prepare to be disappointed they used MS Paint. But surely digitally painting over a government document leaves a massive digital footprint.
Well, it absolutely did. They were incredibly sloppy. When they altered the master Excel files before converting them to official PDFs, they left the metadata completely intact.
No.
Investigators could see exactly who created and modified the files. It even showed the specific user account name, Burani, stamped right there in the file properties.
So using MS Paint to forge a government document, but leaving your username Burani in the metadata, that's like forging a priceless painting, but accidentally signing your own name on the back of the canvas instead of Picasso's.
That is a perfect way to put it. Here's the catch. While they caught this specific mistake, investigators are hitting a massive brick wall trying to prove how long this ring has been operating.
Wait, why? If they know the username and the method, can't they just, pull the files from last year, the year before that?
They can't. And it comes down to the 2-year rule. The official physical answer sheets are stored in a warehouse, sure, but they are legally mandated to be destroyed after exactly 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. If we connect this to the bigger picture, the very rule designed to keep government archives clean and efficient, this 2-year shredding mandate, was weaponized as a perfect, legally sanctioned cover-up for fraud.
Because without the physical sheets to compare against the digital files, building a concrete case for past years is almost impossible.
Exactly. The evidence literally goes up in smoke.
So what does this all mean? Does this mean the ultimate defense for these scammers is simply waiting out a bureaucratic shredding policy?
Effectively, yes. The bureaucracy just destroys the evidence for them.
This deep dive really highlights an unsettling reality. A massive, multi-million-dollar fraud was executed with nothing more than a simple software program and a routine document destruction rule.
Yeah, and the only reason the whole thing came crashing down was because of the intuition of honest test takers who refused to accept a zero.
It really leaves you with something to ponder. If a highly organized heist can rely on just MS Paint and a basic document retention loophole, how many other critical systems in your life are vulnerable to the absolute simplest of tricks? Keep that in mind the next time you trust a system just because it looks official.